Well, the first reading wasn't too much better than the second reading. It's Thursday, May the 29th, and this is Markets with Megan. If you like this podcast, please subscribe, hit that alarm bell, share with friends, family, or colleagues. But we're here today to give you some information we received on the first quarter GDP report. And this is the second reading that we got today. Typically, we get 3 readings that are released to the market. And what we saw today is that GDP contracted, even though it was a little bit better than the first reading. GDP contracted in the first quarter by 0.2%. The first reading was 0.3%. So let's talk about a little bit about what those revisions, where they primarily came from. So we did see a weaker consumer. The consumer spent at about 1.2% annualized pace. That was slightly less than was originally reported at 1.8%. We saw that gross private investment. This is where you get investment in real estate, in structures, in equipment, intellectual property. We actually saw that go up primarily in the equipment space. So this might have been businesses spending ahead of the anticipated tariffs. But where we got some, again, where this was negative on the report was we got a bigger import number. And remember, imports subtract from GDP. Exports were slightly higher, but not enough to outweigh the big increase we saw in imports. Imports were expected at 41.3%. That was the first reading. They actually came in rising 42.6% for the quarter. And again, that's probably spending ahead of the anticipated tariffs. Government consumption was a little bit better. It still contracted, though, at 0.7%. And we saw that final sales to domestic purchasers, so that takes out a lot of the noise when it comes around trade. That actually was revised lower from 2.3 to 2%. So what we saw here is that we did get the first negative reading since the first quarter of 2022. We'll see the third reading if this stays in a negative pace, but we do know the economy is slowing, and we're in the depths of what we anticipate to be the weakest part of GDP for 2025. That's all we have today. If you'd like to see a history of our podcast, you can go to marketswithmegan.fm. Thank you.